Hello my friends, this is umonox with my first Let's Create in 2017, and today I just want to quickly explore how a pad sound, basically a chord pad, could sound created with the monologue. Now, just to give you a quick example, this is how it could sound. Yeah, and it's basically what I'm doing now is I'm recording individual notes, and I will assemble a chord with those notes later on, directly on the Octatrack. So to begin with, yeah, I have a project set up already, so nothing more when an input, when a through machine is signed, so that I can hear the monologue. And when I start to play it, it sounds like this. Yeah, that's basically just the first sound that you come up with when you start the monologue. Now let's switch to an init program, and that one sounds like this. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to shape a sound on the monologue that could be sufficient for that pad. So let's start diving in. Let's choose the saw wave here. That's the default, actually. I think that's okay. Let's choose another envelope right here. This envelope is actually, I trigger the note, and for as long as I keep the note pressed, it's sustaining, and after I release it, it has some release to it. So it probably sounds something like this. Yeah, I think that's okay for a pad, but now we need to adjust the envelope so that it fits a little bit better, and just make it a little bit shorter. Not enough release. Now you notice that when this knob here, the intensity, which is corresponding to the actual destination that we have chosen, when this knob is turned completely down, it has no effect at all on the filter and everything, but it still has an effect to the amp envelope, so I can still shape the sound to where I want. So now let's try to find something that has a sufficient release. That's too much. That sounds okay. Now let's try to put in a little bit of movement into this thing. So let's choose a slow rate for the LFO, and let's have a listen. That's probably not working so good on the shape. On the pitch it won't work either, so let's try another waveform. Yeah, it's canceling itself somehow. Let's reduce the intensity a little bit. Yeah, that has a bit, doesn't sound so good. Well, then just don't do it like that. That's okay. Let's try if adding the second oscillator can bring in some additional movement. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can already see it in the waveform display where there's a little bit of movement going on, but not too much, and that's exactly what I want to use. So what I now need to do is I need to record the individual notes corresponding to the chord that I want to assemble later on the Octatrack. So let's quickly go to the record buffer here, and let's first set it up so that it's recording input A. This is what we need. We need one-shot mode. We don't want to have a loop running. Yeah, and the length, I want this to be a little bit longer than 16 steps, so that we get this release actually. So let's bring it to 24, something like that. And I will place a recorder trick later. But to make things easier and to really have those notes recorded spot on, I will now move to the MIDI section. First, let's mute the tracks we don't need. And on this track, I set the MIDI channel to channel 16. This is how my monologue is set up when you have a look. Global edit, I guess. Something here. Yeah, you see MIDI channel 16. This is how I did it. And now I can go out and I have the note that I'm seeing here. It's a C3. So let's place a trick and let's play this thing first. Now I don't really get anything. This can have to do with the project settings. Let's try this out. On the control. I guess it's MIDI. Control, audio CC. Note out and everything is set. No, we don't need anything. No transport control, no clock, we don't need that. It should theoretically work. So let's see what we can do. Okay, probably. Okay, I tried around here and tried to figure out why this is not working, but look at the back of the units, I have no MIDI cable connected. Yeah, my mistake. So let's go in here and grab a MIDI cable and let's actually hook that up. Sorry for that, guys, but as before, those Let's Creates are unprepared. I'm doing this, just right out of the box. Hook the things up and everything, and yeah, so here we go. Now the MIDI cable is connected, the note is placed, let's play this thing. Yeah, you can hear it's coming out. Now the note is not in the right octave, so let's move to C4. Yeah, and you hear that it's not long enough. So let's actually increase the length of the note until it fits and until it moves a little bit over the end of the first bar. So let's have a listen. That's still not enough. 116, 516, 3/8, I have no clue, let's try that out. Still not enough, so let's make it longer. It's also not enough. Let's try that. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that should be enough. So now we can come back to the recorder trick, to the recorder setting, right here. And we still have it set up with a length of 24, just going roughly above here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere around here it should stop. So yeah, let's start to record the first note now. Play the recorder trick and play the whole thing back. Okay, that's it. Now the first note is in. So let's go to edit this recording. And we can see that it's there, so let's play it back. And that's exactly what we need. I save a copy of that sample. And to make it easier for me to read it later, I call this thing C. So there are files with this name already on, but let's ignore those. Now let's first remove those so that we do not interfere with what we are doing right now. The reason why those things exist is I've tried something similar before already, and you can see there are a lot of samples actually in there. So let's first clear this. So that we don't get in our way. Let's also remove those right here. And now we are ready. I hope that the recording is still in the recorder buffer. So let's go in right here and let's check out, edit this recording. No, it's gone. But nevertheless, do the same thing again. Okay, that's it. So let's go in here and let's have a listen. Yeah, it's there. And let's do the same again. Call this C. Let's actually call it C4 according to the note, so that it's not confusing in the end. Let's to the file manager and remove C. So we have what we need. Now the first note is in there, and according to the chord progression that I want to create, I want to do some kind of C minor chord thing. I now have to record the D flat, I have to record a G, and probably an F and a D as well. So yeah, this is actually what I'm doing right now. So I will pause the video because the process will be the same, but well, come on. One additional note just so that we have it from scratch. So for a new note, I go in here, I select the note that I want. Maybe I need a D flat right now. Length and everything is still the same. I move to my recorder. It is still set up. I place the recorder trick and play it back. And that's it. After you have everything set up, it's pretty easy actually, and it's very fast. So yeah, now in here, save a copy of that sample. And this is D4 flat. Let's save that. And here we go. So I will pause the video right now because the process will continue, and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, here we go. I'm back again. Now everything's in there. When we go to the card tools, file manager, we can see that I've sampled all the individual notes that I need, and we are now ready to sample the chord for the pad. So let's quickly create a new project to make things a little bit easier. But first of all, let's to save some battery power, let's turn off the monologue because we don't need it anymore. So I'm turning it off. Also disconnecting it to make up some space. Let's remove it. And let's put the Octatrack into screen so that we see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. I create a new project by simply changing it. Now everything's fresh and everything's default, like that. And can go in here and let's have a look. And let's start to assign those things. Start with the C. Let's use the D. Use the D flat. Use the F. This is free. Let's use the G. G4. That's okay. Don't have anything else, so let's choose the A3 flat. And what else do we have? The G flat, G3 flat, and finally the G3. So if everything worked nice, we have those automatically assigned, as you can see. So that's cool. Okay. Now, let's first assemble the chord. So first go in the scale setup and do a 64 step length. And now let's start with the first chord. So I go in here, this should be the C, name is right here. So I put a trigger here. I now probably need a D flat, yeah, D4 flat, and a G3. G4 in that case. So that's this one. So let's have a listen. Yeah, that's a chord. The first we need. Now let's go to the second page and let's do another chord. Let's okay, sorry, yes. Yeah, okay, sorry, the recording was off. So that was the first chord. It sounds like this. That's fine. Let's create the second one. Let's try something out. Let's use a D flat, D4 flat. Use this one. And choose the A3 flat. Where is it? Right here. And the G2. G3, I mean. Let's try out how that sounds. Something like that. Let's continue on. On this one, let's use D4 flat. Let's let's use C4. E4 flat, C4, and G3 flat. Let's try that out. Something like that. And now let's use the F4. Where is it? G, F, it should be here, yeah. Let's use D4. And let's use A3 flat. And let's have a listen to the chord progression. Something like that. Okay, that's pretty cool stuff actually. I must say it's really cool. And now we want this thing to be in a single audio track. So the only thing we really have to do for this is we go to the first track again, so that we have track recorder 1. And the only thing we really have to do is go to the record and set up the recorder. This time we don't use any of the inputs. However, we use source number 3, which is internal resampling, and we choose the main output so that every track is getting into the recording. Turn the loop off, make it a one-shot, trigger mode, and set this thing to be 64 steps long, so that we capture the whole loop. Now we place a recorder trick on the first step of the first bar. Let's play this thing back. Now I've captured the whole loop. So when I go out of this thing, out of this page, and go in here into the first track, assign a flex machine, and choose the recorder buffer number 1 for that one, and go to edit, we can see that the loop is in right here. And I want to use this one right now, so I go in here, save as copy of that sample, and call this, I don't know, call it Chord Pad or something. Fine. Sample is saved. So what I can do now is I can assign it to a new track. First I clear the pattern for everything else. Now I go to the first track and choose a static machine again. This time, instead of the C4, I select our newly saved Chord Pad. So when I start to place a trigger right here and play this thing back, every other track doesn't have any trigger anymore, as you can see. No trigger. Just the first one. I play this back, we will have our chord. And now we can obviously start to modify it, and I will do this right now. So go to the first effect, choose a filter for that, make it a 24 dB filter. I want to dull this down a little bit so that it's not so intense. So let's have a listen while I'm doing it. Adding a reverb now. Yeah, sounds quite interesting already, but it's not really a pad yet. So let's remove the hold on the amplifier page right here. Now we have basically hear nothing. We hear something. Release is still up. So let's bring in, let's bring in some attack. Problem in that case is that it's working on the trick, so we get the attack on the first trick, but right here we don't get any trick at all. We don't have any trick at all, so we don't have the attack for that purpose. So let's try something out. I try some trickless tricks right here. And actually, parameter log this value. Let's try that out. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work because it's no new trigger, so they are ignored. Oops. What have I done right now? Okay, sorry. Let's do it like that. Okay, now we could go in there and could slice the sample up and use slices so that we get the individual chords as a slice. So we do have our triggers that we need to work that out. Let's actually try that out. So let's create some new slices. Let's do a slice grid. We would need probably something like 4 slices or so. Let's try that out. Yeah, it seems that it's working quite nice. So let's try the individual slices. Okay, try the next one. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. So now on the playback page, let's activate slices. So we can select the individual slices with our start knob here. So let's reassemble the chord, basically do it the same as it was before. It should sound the same. But you already hear that we now also we now do have this attack that we wanted before. So let's work that out even further. Let's increase that a little bit more. And let's see what we can end up with. Okay, now to make things even more interesting, let's do some sort of, a sidechain pattern. Let me quickly do that, see if that works. Let's go to edit. I'm adding slide tricks right now. So the values are not so jumpy, but rather smooth changing. So I simply go in here to the amplifier section and let's put this down to, I don't know, 40 and 0. Oops. 40 and 0. 40 and 0, and let's have a listen. Yeah, it's not. Let's do 55. Or let's actually do 60. Sadly, on the Octatrack I can't keep several tricks pressed while changing those values. It wouldn't work. So I have to do them one at a time. I will therefore pause this video real quick so that I'm right back when this is done. Okay, it's done. So let's have a listen. Now, we would obviously need some kind of a kick drum to really hear the effect, so let's choose a static machine and let's use some of the samples that we do not need anymore, and let's try to find a kick. I have no real clue what kick I should use now. Let's try any. Something like that. And let's do that. Sounds a little bit strange actually. So let's go to the first track again. Yeah, this is just actually something I'm just playing around here at the moment. You do not need to do this if you don't want, but I quite like sidechain effects. So let's go to edit and let's quickly remove those slide tricks so that it's a little bit more snappy. Let's have a listen. Yeah, probably something like that. Find another kick. Let's work on the reverb, make it a little bit longer. Probably something like that, adding another hi-hat in, adding kind of a hi-hat in, and just trying to find something. It's just for demonstration purposes right here. Yeah, something like that. Could do it. But yeah, the actual chord, you've heard it before. And this is the one that we want to use. And yeah, from where on you can explore several different things. And it's just to try out how this thing sounds and everything. And I will quickly clear the pattern and start from scratch just to have a listen to the chord pad again, to the whole thing, without the actual, yeah, just without the actual kick drum and stuff like that in the background, because this is very unpolished and yeah, it could need much more tweaking, but I don't have the time for that right now. So let's quickly set this thing up again. We do have our slices already. Let's have a listen. Oh, I can't hear anything. Yeah, but way out there, so let's turn the slices on. Let's do the same again. Just to set that back up real quick. Okay, I think it's cool the way it is right now. It's a little bit metallic sounding, but yeah, this was just a test and to see how it works, and yeah, try it out on your own. And I'm very excited what you come up with. Let me know in the comments. And I hope you liked the video, in spite of it being quite lengthy. But I see you in the next video. Bye.